So it's a nice day today. We're going to get a lot of stuff done, and I welcome you to join us. We're going to do some planting of seeds, rearranging the greenhouse so that what is in the greenhouse helps hold the structure up, and explain some of the plans that we have for the garden beds and the seed starting table to fill the trays full of dirt. I will be showing you some of that. So please enjoy, and if you like it, please like it and subscribe. Thank you. So this is the seeds we're planting. So we have a few copies only because they're different types, and figure you can pause if you need to be able to read them a little bit better. Some of them are from last year. Now we're taking that as usual. And this is the table I made. I don't know if you can tell, but it has the table so that you can easily set these on it. Put the dirt on them, and the dirt falls down in. The shoots take it right back into the bin. Bin just like Curtis Stone uses, but this way I minimize how much waste so that we don't waste any dirt that we don't have to. So I'll do a little bit more in depth on this table at a later time. So we're going to be planting a bunch of seeds, and here is the actual list of seeds that we're going to be doing. I think that is coming out. I see almost a black screen, so hopefully that comes out. Alright then, so we're going to get started with this, and as you can tell, it's pretty simple. You just try this one-handed. You just dump this stuff on here, and any that falls off goes down into the bin. So it's that easy. Like I said, just like Curtis Stone does, except for I'm using a little bit of a different planner, I think. These are $5 at Walmart or just about anywhere else you can buy them. And if you spend more for the name brand ones, I'll give you a tip. They're the same exact ones. These are the cheap $5 ones. And the lids are right over here. And as you can see, the lids say Jiffy on them. So that way it's the same exact thing. Buy the $8 or $10 one that's by Jiffy, and it's the same program or same process. So I just buy the cheap $5 ones. Same exact thing. So smooth it out. Anything that falls over, push through the screen. I didn't have enough 4-foot screen or mesh, so I used two 2-footers and overlapped them. So we're going to get busy planting some seeds. We do this together as a family, and it's a little difficult to hold the camera and just enjoy the time with your family. So I will give you heads up updates on how they're doing. Okay, so on this rack, I have it where the boards on the top are on the outside of the post. These boards are on the inside of the post. The posts are cut and spaced to allow for an inch. Yeah, I think it's an inch on each side. They still rub because the handles stick out. That's why I allowed an inch in case of anything sticking out. So it sticks out a little. And as you can see, it's just underneath it. So just pull it out, take the lid off. And all I did was take the plywood, and you can see here, this side I cut wrong. You can see the gap there. But this side, you can see what I did a lot better. But I did both of them, there'd be just a small hole. So what I did was, on the top here, I measured and I cut it square. And roughly from this edge to just hanging past the edge, this edge here, okay? Which actually hangs about down to here. Okay? So, what I did was I allowed 4 inches, which put me out past that. Okay? So 4 inches up, and on that board on these sides, because if you look, that board is on the inside. So I measured from here to the other side. I got a center point. Now the center point didn't matter. The measurement from the center point to the end does. Because I took that number, got a center point on the plywood, measured that way each way. That amount each way. And then I cut up to my 4-inch mark. And that got me really close to where I just shaved it a little bit and it fit. So it's a pretty easy structure to make. 4 legs. You want to allow a little bit of slope. So what I did was I just did it 29.5, which is the height of this table over here, so that they'd be close. I knew they'd sit differently. This hill slightly slopes, so we did it that way. And now most of the dirt goes back in. So also, here's our seeds planted. Now this entire area here and all of this over here can be broke. If they all take, we get a 98% success rate, we will have about 150 loose leaf lettuce for the food bank to go in the other garden. We have all of these. I did the list. Towards the end of this video, I'm going to read the list off to make sure it's legible. So that's what we're growing. And so I got the stand here, the shelving here. It is holding the wall up. That is right there. So we can do this dirt in there. Slide them over here. And obviously that's where we watered. So the water will run off here. We're going to be planting 4 tomatillos here. And then 3 or 4 different varieties up here. So, and then we're going to have probably cherry tomatoes planted along here. We didn't plant those this time around. But once we get them in the ground, then we'll do the cherry tomatoes in the middle here. So if I get back far enough, you'll be able to see if I don't make a mistake of putting my hand in the way. So we'll have a row there, 2 rows here, 2 rows in the middle, and then 2 short rows over there. Now, we're also going to, hold on a second. We still have our mangled mess. If we can get this done and working in time, we're going to plant the whole thing with some tomatoes, some of the cherry tomatoes, so we can get the seeds out of them, and they're just going to be great. So, and they are a burpee hybrid. I do believe it's hybrid 100. You're supposed to get 100 tomatoes on the plant. We got 1,000. So, and that's how we're storing the fence posts right now. They almost punctured that. They were in there. So, I have this giant tank. We're going to raise it a little bit higher. I fill it every spring. Gravity feed the gardens. So, we won't be gravity feeding the gardens this year the same way, because the base of that is even with the garden. That's going to all be leveled out. We're going to take these walls out. We're going to level that dirt out this way. We're going to level that dirt out over there. And then we're going to have our planters, or we're going to have a garden. So we'll have this whole garden, that garden, and inside this greenhouse, and we'll be getting rid of that big pile of block that is actually going to be going for a retaining wall. And they're tearing out a pizza shop, and they had really nice cement block for free. So that is where we're going to be able to plant another garden, because nothing's going to be growing there. So we're going to make that towards the end of this year another garden, and I'm going to try to make a double layer poly low tunnel to be able to go through the winter with spinach. That's my goal. So we just have to get this mortar, and we'll be able to put the wall in. All right, I hope you enjoyed it, and talking to you again soon. Hey Thor, he was just enjoying his peeps, but we're too close disturbing them, so he's turning his back. Thor, we still love you and your peeps. So, here's our little peeps. Come here. There you go, Alana. Nice little close-up. Say hi to Alana. Hi. Well, I don't even think he's in focus. No, my eyes aren't. So, here's our little peeps. There's only 8 of them in here, because Holly has 1. So, that's what the peeps are doing.
Why can't I always manage to pick the loudest one?
Alright, so I'll try and close the short clip of the peeps next time also. Bye for now.